Hey guys, my name is Jason and I'm the co-founder and the CEO of ICLEANING. ICLEANING offers in Dubai cleaning services for over already 1.5 years, and for over pretty relatively short period of time we have been able to give over 3,000 customers high level of service, and we are also working with the B2B customers like hotels, restaurants. One of them is iconic hotel Burj Al Arab. Here in Jebel Ali we have a cleaning factory where we provide deep professional cleaning services. A few years ago we had an idea of opening the same business back in Russia, and then we had this business back in Kyrgyzstan, and then we thought that, like, why don't we bring it to Dubai? But when we brought here, we saw that in Dubai there's so many different types of carpets. There's the handmade carpets, there's standard carpets, there's just so many different levels. So over the last year, honestly, we are the ones that have been learning and getting the right people, getting the right masters, getting the right equipment, getting the right shampoo, all of this. Actually, for 1 year, we've been learning a lot of stuff. And now we've come, I think, to a point where we are very confident about our skills. We're very confident about our specialists. We're very confident about the equipment that we use. Building this factory was kind of an interesting journey where we had people from different countries. We got some of the equipment from Turkey, some of them from Germany, some of them came from Russia, and then we had to learn, we had to get the information, because I believe that the company asset is not just the equipment, but also the people and the knowledge, the information that we keep within the company walls. Such as, for example, we have specialists who specialize in handmade carpets, because that's a very difficult job to do and very tricky job, right? So we had to get the right people. So if anyone asks me if they're building a business, I would suggest them first year, whenever you start a business, is getting the knowledge, doing something, making a mistake, learning from your mistake, and then keep going forward. Because I believe that this is how business is done. And if you want to stay in the market long term, if you want to build a brand, I think you gotta focus on the quality of your products. That's the rule number one. When you are in a cleaning business, like we are, I think the quality of your product, quality of your service is the quality of your people. So there's so many things to focus on. I think in today's video, we'll be able to cover all of those questions, getting the right team, getting the right equipment, getting the right strategy, and how we are everyday learning and improving our business, improving our services in order to give the customers the high level service that our customers deserve. Right now the team is working on cleaning a handmade carpet. These carpets are very delicate and very fragile. It's very easy damage, and these carpets are pretty expensive. Well, for example, this carpet costs around from 30k to 50k, and there's a whole different procedure of cleaning it. The guys, it's washed by hand. I would say it even a bit kind of a secret way of cleaning it, because our team had to learn from Iranian guy who came from Iran to teach us how to clean it, and then we got that knowledge and we're still keeping it to make sure we do clean the carpets without damaging it. As we can see in this carpet, it has been damaged, the color spread. We can still repair it, but it's gonna cost roughly 10k. Quite expensive for the repair, right? But it is what it is. I would recommend to anyone who has this kind of handmade carpets to trust professionals to do a proper cleaning without damaging it, because once it's damaged, it's very hard to repair it. As we can see, this carpet was damaged because it was washed through an industrial machine, which is not supposed to be washed by it. Fiber has been damaged. We can see the color spread. If we need to restore the color, it's going to take us a lot more work to do it. Last year we started only with 3 people. Now we have around 15 people. We have 3 cars. We had only 1 warehouse. Now we have 2 warehouses. So we're growing. And I think in business it's all about growth. It's all about giving better services, giving better quality service to as many people as possible, to make sure that, because we know deep inside, we believe that all of our customers deserve high quality service, and we're here to give them to as many people as possible at the same time. Now we're a relatively small company, but we are focused on delivering each order, each service to each customer to a standard where we believe that all of our customers deserve again. So we're growing, but we're growing steadily. So we're not type of company who invest huge amounts of money, like hire a lot of people, and then they stop looking into like quality of each service. Like when you're building a house, you want to put each brick as perfectly as possible, and that's what we're doing right now. We're putting the foundation. We want to make sure that if you want to build a strong brand, you want to do everything as perfect as possible to make sure that everything up to the standards. And we want to make a company that's stable, that's very confident, because I will give you a very I think easy to understand example. When you're building a house, like a skyscraper with Lego bricks, and if you want, for example, if you give someone a time, if you give 20 minutes to make it as high as possible, that person will just put one here, one there on top of each other, right? It will be very thin, quite tall. But if you give a person a 1 year, and you tell them you have 1 year to make this a skyscraper with this Lego, that person will go all the way white as possible, and then it will put on top of each other. That's what we're doing right now. We're putting the foundation. We want to make sure that everything we do up to the standards, and want to make the company stable. Want to make sure that everything we do is up to the standards. Last year we participated at the Hotel Show 2023 exhibition in Dubai, and we had a lot of offers to get a new partnership and start a new venture in Saudi Arabia or in Oman or in Qatar, even in Russia. We got a lot of offers. People were interested in this business. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go to Saudi Arabia. We're gonna go to Qatar. We're gonna go to Kuwait. We're gonna go all those countries. But again, sadly, step by step, we're gonna go there. I think when you're building, there's one thing I learned during those exhibitions, that a lot of people, a lot of business coaches will tell you network is extremely important, and which I believe is also true. But I would first focus on doing what I do, building this business to a certain level where you want to make your company brand so good, so amazing that other people will be coming to you and offering their partnership with you and doing the business together with you. And I think that's the sweet spot to be in. By the end of this year, we're also adding few more services. We're improving what we're doing already to a whole new level. So stay tuned. If I were to tell you give you a peek of what we are planning by the end of the year, would be definitely we're going to serve a lot more people at the same time, so that right now we have bookings for a few more days. That we want to make it very comfortable, so that whenever a customer calls us, we're there right away. So we want to do that. We want to make it our services even more comfortable, even better quality, and even more high quality service. So few things are coming. When the time comes right, we're gonna announce it on our social media. So subscribe, stay tuned, and we're gonna announce new things. Just a few years ago, when we started ICLEANING back in Kyrgyzstan, it was only about, even when we started here in Dubai, it was only about the carpet cleaning. Since 1 year, we have been evolving into something more than just carpets. And ICLEANING actually is not only about carpets. It's not about only cleaning. It's about making a service that's so convenient and so high standard, that's we want to give this high quality to as many people as possible, and we're planning to expand within the GCC countries, and that's the goal within the few years, to develop our skills, to develop our services to a high standard and make as many services as possible within the GCC countries. And that's our goal within the next, I would say, few years, 3 to 5 years. That's our goal, and that's our vision because we as a company, we evolve, but our values and our mission remains the same. And our mission, I would say, if I were just to be short, it would be giving the high quality service, because it's all about the cleaning. It's about giving a high quality service that is convenient. And that's what we're here to do. And we don't give up on our missions, we don't give up on our visions. Does it make it difficult for me to run the business at a relatively young age? I would say How young? At the age where Steve Jobs became a millionaire. When a year later he became a multimillionaire, and a year later he was worth hundreds of millions. So relatively, I compare myself. It depends, like, who you compare it to. Some of the great men that achieved and stayed, left their footprints in the history books. They were pretty young when they achieved like those high achievements. So I don't consider myself as young. I do realize that I have a lot to learn. I think that even after 10 years, I'll have a lot of things to learn. So I don't consider myself as young and then make any unnecessary difficulties, like imagined difficulties. Although yes, I would say like inexperience, trying something and then learning. Yes, of course, like the age only to me like as something like inexperience. So an experience comes from doing stuff. So right now I'm in the process of doing stuff, so learning and getting more experience. So I think the whole point of being young or being older is just about the experience, life experience, business experience. So I know a lot of young people who have more business experience than a lot of older generation that have done only little business. So I think it's about like experience. So as I said, I'm in the process of doing, so getting more experience and learning a lot. Well, I'm single, and building a business, especially your first business, requires all of your attention and a lot of your time. You work 12 hours every day without a day off. That's tough. That's not easy. And if anyone wants to start the business, you have to know it's gonna be tough. But before I was starting a business, when I proposed this idea to the potential investors, I realized it. I took the responsibility, and I knew it's gonna be difficult. I knew it's gonna take me years to build a strong company that I wanted to build, and I was willing to do it, and I'm doing it. I'm in the process of doing it, and and I chose it. So, of course, when the time comes right, I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna have a family, and yes, I'm from Kyrgyzstan, so I'm probably gonna be living here in Dubai, also living back in Kyrgyzstan because I do like my home country where I belong. And if I was probably gonna raise my kids, I'm probably gonna raise them in Kyrgyzstan and in Dubai, so they get good things from Dubai as well as good things that we have in our culture, in our country. I do have like personal goals and wants, but right now most of the time I represent ICLEANING, and I, as the person who presented the company to the shareholders, to the investors, I believe that having one goal, so you can't have multiple goals. So I believe having one goal and then fully being with the goal and all the time thinking about it until you achieve it. I'm that type of person, and most of the time my personal goals align with the company goals, as currently I'm the co-founder and I'm the CEO of the company. So my goals, my ambition, what I do directly affects the company, directly affects the shareholders, directly affects anyone who works in the company. So as of the moment, my goal, my personal goal, aligns completely with the company goals. And as it is to build a strong company, to provide good value to anyone who would need our service and assistance. So business is about problem solving. So we're here to solve problems. We're here to help people. We're here to assist with whatever they have. So that's my personal goal. My personal goal aligns with the company goals. Well, besides business, besides the things that I took responsibility to do, and if I was completely off the responsibilities, but one thing for sure is even if I didn't have responsibilities, I would most probably do be into a position of creating stuff and leading a team, do something incredible. But besides all of those things, what I would do that to to enjoy life, I think that's doing sports. I think I like to play football, and that's a team game. So I like to be a team player. So I do stuff that, like, as a team. I like as a team games. I like to play football. I like to travel the world. I like to see, and I'd like to meet new people, especially people who are some sort of inspiring, people who have achieved who have done amazing stuff, and I love to talk to them. I love to get how they did it, and for me, just interesting. And I like to hear more stories about them and how they achieved it. And I think those are inspiring stories. And that's my whole life about. Well, I'm an introvert, and I wouldn't say that I really like to talk to a lot of people. I really don't. I only have a few people that I talk to. I have close friends, and when I'm free, I just hang out with those people that I really like. And most of the time, I just spend alone, like swimming or doing some sport, or doing some other stuff. So being a team player and leading a team, and that's something I actually am learning. Because as a child, I was pretty introverted. So even learning English, most of the time I did learn English, learning online, just with my mobile or with the laptop, with the computer. That's what I did. But when you're learning English, you have to speak to people. And I had a good friend of mine from US, from Chicago. He was Mexican American, so he took me to all of the adventures. He took me. I became his assistant teacher. So when I was learning English, I had to talk to people. I had to help my friend to teach English to his students. So, and I found it quite interesting. And later on I became myself an English teacher. I didn't work for a long time, but I was sort of a teacher. I used to teach English, and it did bring me a lot of joy. It did bring me, especially I worked in a rural part of the country back in Kyrgyzstan, where people didn't have a chance to get a good quality education. So that was my mission back then. I was helping people to learn English, especially in rural parts, and I'm very proud of what I did, and it did bring me a lot of joy. And back then it did teach me to become more open-minded and to be open to more people. Since we started ICLEANING, I don't really have a day off. Yes, I do from time to time day off. I do stuff that this has really no correlation, no connection to work, but something I really enjoy. The last vacation that I took, it was a short vacation in December, so it was a few months ago, 4 months ago, I think. I went back to Kyrgyzstan, so where we have mountains, where we have lakes. So it's a different country, it's a different culture, it's a different environment. It's off the city, so even when I was in Kyrgyzstan, I didn't go to the city much. I was on the countryside, and I was really enjoying the beauty of the country, so the nature. And I think that nature heals. When you work in the city, when you work in Dubai, so you're always surrounded with what the city offers. And when you go outside of the city, where it's just the air is different, the food is different, the people are different, and you really you recharge your batteries. So that's what I did, and I came back fully energized, fully ready to make changes, ready to improve. So, and I think once in a while you have to take a day off. Once in a while you have to recharge your batteries, and that's what I did. I was in December. I do try to take vacation every year, short vacations, so that I recharge my batteries. I came back more energized, with more energy, with more clear mind to do even more incredible stuff for the team, for the company, for the people who trust us, our customers. A good habit that I'm currently working on is to wake up early and take cold showers, and then lately cold therapy has been pretty popular, and I find it to be pretty effective. So instead of going and taking a cup of coffee, you can just wake up with a cold shower, and it's good for your health. It's good for your it's good for your health over the long term. It's very good, and you feel better. The hardest part is to start, but once you go inside the cold water, just stay in there, and that's what I've been doing it lately, and I like it, and I like how it affects my professional and personal life. This is probably like, one of the best things for me. Like, whenever I judge my financial status, is like I never save money on food. Like, I can live wherever I want to. There was time I didn't have much money. I lived with like a bunch of 20 people, I think 10, 20 people in one room. That was tough, but I never saved money on food. Because I knew that, like, you are what you eat. So, I don't necessarily waste the money. I think I'm pretty emotional smart when it comes to, like, finance management. But food is something that I always, like, don't save money on. It's like, this is something. And in terms of, like, if I had a lot of money to spend, and then, like, what would I spend it on? I don't think that necessarily my life would just change entirely. I'd probably drive a better car, more reliable car, but I don't think I would have, like, I wouldn't buy a yacht, or I wouldn't buy a private jet or something. I don't think that I would need a luxurious life. But for me, having that opportunity to create, that's what motivates me. Not the more like a financial side, but necessarily, of course, money is something that gives you like a freedom to be able to invest in the ideas that doesn't pay off soon or within a year, because there are some things that you invest and then you wait for a certain amount of time, and that's what motivates me when it comes to, like, having more money. Not necessarily like having a luxurious life, and I don't think my life's gonna change entirely. It might change a little bit, but not to a huge difference. I think it's sort of every son's dream, like, to be able to come to any, like, expensive, luxurious car shop and tell your father, like, hey, you can choose any car you want, like, it's yours. And I think that's, like, that is something that gives you more, like, chills, like something that motivates me entirely. Like, not necessarily to buy something for myself, but me, I've driven like different types of cars, and I've driven like expensive BMWs, and I've driven like Toyota. Yes, there's difference. Of course, there's difference, but didn't make me. It gives you, like, short-term satisfaction, but I don't think of it as long-term. If you ask me, like, what's enough, like, what is the point where you say, like, it's enough? I don't measure it by money. I measure it, like, by how much is my effect, like, on the people. So how big is the company? How much we're influencing as a company, as a team, towards how many people? That's what like, differentiates. That's the difference where I am right now and where I want to be. Not necessarily like I have a certain amount of money, I want to make certain amount. Yes, of course, like, if you want to make money, you have to have like a certain numbers in your mind, which I think is a must. If you want to make, if your goal is to make money, but if your goal is to have a huge company, I think you just, like, start to think a bit different. Not only necessarily about money, but, like, your priorities a bit different. The way how you make your plan, strategy, that's a bit different, and the way how you spend your money, the way how you spend your time, your focus, your energy, I think it's a bit different. For me, I don't have a number that, like, I would come to a point I would be like, that's enough, I don't want to work anymore. No, because the money was, of course, money is something that, like, essential part, that's like a fuel of your business and for your personal goals and wants as well. Like, of course, like, as any other man, I think I would want to have, like, of course, like, having money is much better than not having money, but that's not the final goal. Well, the reason why we chose to have the headquarters here in Dubai is there are multiple reasons, but first, I think the major reason why we started here is because me personally, I knew Dubai much better than any other country in terms of, like, the local laws, in terms of, like, the tax, in terms of, like, the people here. And even before starting ICLEANING, I used to live here for around 2 years, so I pretty much knew how the market was here. So for me, it was just easier to start here. And then besides like personal reasons, is in terms of businesses, this is the I know a lot of businessmen. I had the like privilege of meeting other entrepreneurs and like learning from them that Dubai is one of the best places to start the business and to have headquarters. And that's our plan, to have the headquarters here in Dubai. We are in Marina right now. Our team is already working upstairs in the apartment, cleaning carpets, curtain and sofa. Let's check it out, what's going on there. As you can see, the guys are working here doing the sofa cleaning, and usually we send 2 to 3 people to do the on-site sofa cleaning. Today they're doing sofa cleaning as well as the curtain cleaning. So they're doing here deep cleaning. We call it deep cleaning because they remove they do a proper job. The shampoo they're using, it's eco-friendly. As I said, we have to make sure that it's up to the standard, and we'll make sure that it's completely safe for the kids and for the pets. Here in this room, we're doing the curtain cleaning. We are one of the few companies that do curtain cleaning on site, and we have found it to be very effective because it's time efficient. Again, in business, it's always about the customer priorities. So we've noticed that the customers cannot wait 3-4 days while we do deep cleaning, curtain cleaning in our factory. So what we did, we said we found a way to found an effective way to clean on the site. So where we're doing it here on the site. It's effective, it's convenient for the customers. Customer is the priority. In the end, I just want to say thank you very much for your time watching us. And I would like to tell you, remind you, just believe in yourself, do what you want to do, and then like Nike says, just do it. Follow us on Instagram and subscribe on our YouTube channel. This is our first episode. There's more to come. Thank you guys. Cheers.